How to show your wife or husband that you truly love them. In the excitement of a new romance, it seems easy and natural to communicate your love for the other person. After marriage, however, many couples settle into a routine in which one or both partners feel as though they are taken for granted. Don't let another day go by without reinforcing your love for your spouse. Follow these steps to show your partner how much you really love them. Showing love through actions. Start off small. Small things can make a big difference if you put a little thought and feeling into it. Your wife or husband ultimately wants to know that, at the end of the day, you're thinking of them. All of the following can be done for little or no money. Suggest an after-dinner walk through the neighborhood. Turn one room into a dance floor and ask your spouse for a dance. Camp out in your own backyard. Read to your spouse in bed, with or without comic commentary. Go to the gym together. Some couples swear that sex afterwards is great. Talk about ideas for a romantic vacation and store the details for safekeeping. Progressively get bigger. It's nice to mix up the small, more mundane actions with bigger, more meaningful ones. These ones take a little more work and may cost some, although not very much, money, but they'll be worth it when your spouse screams with excitement or wriggles with joy. Make a video montage of your wedding night. Reach out to your in-laws and plan a surprise birthday party. Recreate your first date, first kiss, or first run-in. Write and record your spouse a love song, can be sincere or tongue-in-cheek. Create a storybook fictionalizing the beginning of your relationship. Show your love through thoughtful actions. They can be simple things, like drawing a bath, giving a massage, doing the dishes, or writing a poem. Choose an action that you know your partner will appreciate. Remember, denying yourself never means doing things begrudgingly. If you show affection, but drag your feet along the way, you may as well not be doing it. Buy something for him, her when you know that they specifically want it. If he wants a Craftsman set of tools, or she wants a Fendi handbag, they might be upset at your well-meaning attempts to get them or make them something similar. Make something for them when you're trying to show effort. It doesn't take much effort to buy your spouse what you know they want, but it sure takes effort thinking of a poem, writing it down, and setting it in a frame. This shows real commitment. Numerous small gestures are easier than one big one. In case you thought you could wing it and make up for all your normal neglect, sorry, it's much easier to do small things for your spouse at regular intervals than it is busting out a grand gesture every blue moon. Practice small and steady. Spend time being present with your partner. This is often the least used, but the most powerful form of loving. Turn off the phone, the TV, computer, and the radio and sit together, allowing yourselves to experience each other. Being present with your husband or wife obviously provides the opportunity to serve him or her, so be available to love your spouse. Go on a date at least once a month. Children, busy schedules, and apathy can all get in the way, but you both should shoot to be alone for dinner or the movies at least once a month. These moments can really help reignite the marital flame. When in doubt, ask questions. People love talking about themselves, and your spouse is no different. Pepper them with great how, what or when questions instead of simple yes, no questions. Great conversations rely on great questions. Become a connoisseur. Really get to know their past. Some spouses are surprised to learn, after many years, everyday details about their partner's past. Showing a concerted interest in their past shows them that you really care about who they are. Don't lie, tell the truth. Admitting to your mistakes shows you trust each other and accept your past. Showing love through words. Speak your love. Clear communication will let your partner know how much you love them. Speaking from your experience is a way of sharing yourself so that your partner can hear it. You might say, "My heart goes pitter-patter when you walk into the room," or "I think about you throughout my day, and each time I do, I smile." Say whatever is true. Praise your spouse's talents and accomplishments. Figure out, if you haven't already, the ways in which your partner thinks they're unique or distinguished. Spend your time reinforcing those traits. If your husband fancies himself an intellectual, praise him for his smarts. If your wife fancies herself a fashionista, praise her for her style. Get used to talking about feelings. Don't shy away from talking about what emotions you're going through. Dialogue about the emotions your partner is having. Share even inconsequential things that happen during your day, as it will make your partner feel more intimately involved in your life. Speak the truth. Telling your partner the truth is a loving thing to do because it shows trust and respect. The truth doesn't have to be positive to be meaningful. It just needs to be true. Show your spouse unconditional love, but not unconditional acceptance. Always be willing to accept correction from your spouse too. This helps each of you develop and grow as better people and strengthen your relationship, not build your relationship on a fantasy or falsehoods. Don't raise your voice, use loaded words, or generalize using words like always and constantly. These can make the truth sting more than it needs to. Don't be caught up into the cultural notion that to love is to never seek to help someone better himself or herself. Trust that your significant other actually wants you to tell them the truth. You should strive to encourage each other, keep coming up with ways to better yourselves and your relationship. Use gracious words to point out your spouse's weaknesses and offer constructive suggestions on how to improve these things. If your spouse is especially sensitive, balance out criticism with praise. So they see what they need to improve. Don't just lie and say they're perfect the way they are. Point out what they need to improve, help them become better in a positive way. Find out your partner's preferred love language. Do they know you love them when you speak words of love? Or maybe they feel loved by your acts of service? Some people feel loved by receiving little gifts, and others by loving touches. Real love is not based on your preference but your partner's. Things that men might consider about women: a little physical affection goes a long way. Guys don't often show physical affection, and sometimes a little gesture like a kiss on the neck or a spontaneous embrace is just what she needs. Don't think of it as reassurance, think of it as reaching out. Things that women might consider about men: men sometimes think of physical affection as unnecessary or even clingy. That's not to say that you can't show your love, just be aware that to him it's not as important. Give your spouse time to voice his emotions, and don't punish him if he can't.